Alrighty, YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So, in the win yesterday, unfortunately, we have some bad injury news. George Odum will be out for the remainder of the season with torn biceps. He suffered the injury on the play where DJ Dallas muffed the punt, and the 49ers recovered the punt. He got hurt while diving for the ball, which sucks because that's such a freak accident, but you know, it's football and things like that happen. So that's the second 49ers player this season to be put on injured reserve with torn biceps. Nick Zakelj, 49ers offensive lineman, being the other player that suffered torn biceps. So, you know, it sucks for the 49ers because their safety depth and their defensive back depth is already thin as is, especially with Hufanga going down and now George Odum. Now, George Odum never really started on defense for the 49ers, but he is a special teams ace, and that's the reason the 49ers signed him. He was with the Colts for a long time before the 49ers signed him a couple of years ago, but, you know, I mean, it's one of them things where it sucks in the manner that it happened, and, you know, at the same time, though, what are you going to do? I mean, it's football. Injuries happen. It is what it is. It's next man up, but it is a big hurt to the 49ers special team group. Like I said, I mean, he's George Odum made a name for himself on special teams with the Indianapolis Colts. And, you know, when the 49ers signed him, it was one of them things where, like, you're not surprised that he got the contract that he got, considering how well he is and how good he is on special teams. So, you know, I mean, like I said, it's not one of them things that's going to hurt the 49ers very, very badly. He doesn't start on defense. He is a very good special teams player, though, so I'm not taking anything away from him, but along with Hufanga, though, you look at all the injuries that the 49ers have in terms of season-ending injuries, and obviously the most notable one that comes to mind is Talanoa Hufanga. But even with Talanoa Hufanga going down, like, this 49ers team is still Super Bowl contenders. You know, it's yeah, we've lost a lot of, you know, depth pieces and obviously a starter in Talanoa Hufanga and George Odum, but at the same time, like, these aren't injuries that the 49ers can't absolutely overcome. Like, the 49ers obviously are filling in Talanoa Hufanga's spot with Jair Brown, and I thought Jair Brown had a good first rookie start for the 49ers yesterday. He didn't make any really flashy plays, but he did what he, you know, it's one of them things where, like, he did exactly what he needed to do. So again, I mean, hoping for the best for George Odum, obviously with the torn biceps. That's a 2 to 4 month recovery time, so obviously his season is over, unfortunately. But you know, it's at the same time, though, just like the Talanoa Hufanga injury, it's next man up. You know, it sucks. It does, especially, like I said, in the manner that it happened, but football's a freak sport and things like that happen. So, honestly, I didn't even know George Odum was actually hurt until after the game. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know about that either. Kyle Shanahan spoke about it after the game and mentioned that his season will likely be over. But on that play, like during the play in which it happened, George Odum wasn't, like, down on the field or anything like that, as far as I can remember. But at the same time, too, like, Nick Zakelj tore his biceps against the Jaguars, and he finished the game. Obviously, he came in when Kyle pulled the starters when we played Jacksonville. But, you know, it's one of them things that, like, when you look at, you know, the Nick Zakelj thing, like, he complained about pain after the game. The 49ers didn't really think anything of it, but he continued to complain about the pain and things of that nature. And obviously that's when Kyle Shanahan and the coaching staff sent him in to take an MRI. But, yeah, torn bicep's a weird injury, man, because obviously I've never torn a bicep. I don't really know how that would feel, but it seems like players can play through that type of stuff. A torn pec is another injury that's pretty serious, but I feel like players have played through that respected injury. I know Quan Alexander tore his pec in 2019, the year he went to the Super Bowl, and I believe he tore his pec like midway through the season, and they placed him on injured reserve, but he actually ended up coming back, and he played in the NFC Championship in the Super Bowl, I believe. I know he played in the Super Bowl. I'm not 100% sure about the NFC Championship game, but he came back towards the end of the season, of course. But yeah, I mean, with the torn bicep, it's tough because, as a special teams player, he's always in contact with an opposing player. So it is what it is. It's next man up. Again, it's not necessarily an injury that I look at and I'm, and say like, oh, we're screwed because, he's a special teams ace, but he doesn't start on the defense or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, after the game, I thought we came out fairly healthy, but unfortunately, obviously, with this injury, we didn't. So, yeah, hoping for a speedy recovery for George Odum. But like I said, man, it's next man up. I mean, there's no excuse. The 49ers can still win a Super Bowl with the current team they have. They can still win a Super Bowl without Hufanga. I mean, as long as the 49ers core guys, and Niners fans know who I'm talking about, but as long as those core guys stay healthy, this 49ers team is completely fine. So, yeah, George Odum out for season with torn biceps, unfortunately. Next man up, like I said. But as always, go Niners, and I'll see you guys in the next one.